Bumps, bruises, and injuries are almost as much a part of a college athlete's life as going to practice. But when Youngstown State senior Dallas Blocker was feeling abdominal pain near the end of last season, he knew deep down that there was something different about the discomfort he was feeling.
I always kind of put in the back of my mind like, oh, it's, I could deal with this. It's nothing. I'm a young man. I can get through this kind of stuff. But it never really occurred to me how serious it really was.
After being examined by a doctor, Blocker learned he was facing cancer, both testicular and in his stomach. He returned home to Kansas and had surgery, but chemotherapy would also be necessary. For that, he chose to return to Youngstown, where there were many more positive distractions.
We tried to make life as real as it could be rather than just treatment, and trying to get him to understand how important it was for him to see the future. And we kept on seeing, we kept on talking about that stuff. It's going to be a positive result. You're in classes, you're going to get your degree, basketball's coming.
Nevertheless, chemotherapy still took its toll both physically and mentally. One person who stood beside Blocker literally every step of the way was athletic trainer Todd Berkey. As best he could, Berkey helped Blocker through the low points of treatment, including a potentially lethal case of the flu.
Every day was just a new crisis, and I'm used to dealing with orthopedic injuries. Obviously, this not being an orthopedic injury, it was a whole new world for me, but a world I'm glad I got to be a part of.
As Blocker knocked out his final chemotherapy treatments, the thought of returning to the court began to creep back into his mind.
We started getting workouts in, we started doing stuff like that, shooting around, trying to keep my stamina up a little bit, and that's when I kind of started thinking I can come back and play basketball. And I just had to, be strong and just have willpower to do everything.
Whether he wins or loses in a game of basketball doesn't really matter to me. And the victory really came when he was able to play on that first game against Xavier this year and able to run up and down the court, and that was a special moment.
Today, Blocker is cancer-free. He's started more than 20 games for the Penguins this season and plays nearly 20 minutes per contest. And he's on track to graduate with a teaching degree.
It takes some personal satisfaction watching him grow and not just survive cancer, but to grow as a person and see how he looks at the world a little bit differently. But absolutely, this is something that's going to hang with me for a long time.
Not many people can do this. You hear about Lance Armstrong and stuff like that, coming back winning 7 championships or Tour de France in a row. I kind of want to be that kind of story. I kind of want to show people I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it.